Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt, Magic and More, where we talk about D&D for 30 minutes and hope you're still listening by the time we're finished. It's the After the Show show. We always look so happy on that end bit, just before it cuts to us, and then it cuts to us looking weary after 4 hours
weary
of playing a session. It's like,
hi guys.
Yeah.
It was good.
was
Sorry,
good.
I threw in an extra counter at the end there, which we probably could have done without.
I was
It made for some
surprised.
interesting encounters.
So it was good to
It was
get
good,
a
it was-
curveball, because I
and it
honestly
was quick.
thought we were just going to go to sleep and that'd be the end of it. But then you threw in a scrap at the end, which was good.
I will also just point out, I don't know whether Bothrid took any damage there, but it looked like we came out completely unscathed out of a fight
didn't take
between
a single
four
bit of
ogres.
damage.
I didn't.
Yep.
Bothrid's down to 94, but I don't think he cares.
Thinking in terms of HP in the way that you can run it, it's like that. Yeah, he hasn't. That doesn't matter, you know.
He's got a bruise,
Yeah, he got a bruise.
and he got to use his new javelin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got
I'll
to
tell
use
you what, though.
a bunch of new things today.
Every time you get Timiel out, it's literally setting off a bat signal
Timiel's
telling
wrath.
everyone where we are. Timiel's wrath.
Yeah, it will be one of those ones of, right, guys, be stealthy. Fuck.
Yeah.
So, there will actually be occasions when you don't want to use the sword.
It was, I don't know whether you did it on purpose, Matt, but as soon as we didn't have a weapon that could alert us and stop us being surprised, we got surprised by some ogres. Did you do that on purpose?
I was also this close.
No, that was your very...
Yeah, I was this close to
Perception
actually
roll.
tuning to it for the evening. I was like, oh yeah, like I don't need my ring counter spell for the evening, so I'll just get this. But
Yeah.
No.
So the
So
point
what
would have
does
been,
that-
had one of you been attuned to that, the guard there was about to get ripped in half, the hammer would have hit somebody's hand before he'd even been attacked, basically.
Yeah.
That would have been, the danger would have been
But-
So,
alerted
I-
to it.
Jimmy's
think
death
that's
is on
what-
you, Dargon.
Oh, yeah,
I think that-
yes, mate. Yeah.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like on journey things is like before I go to sleep, spend an hour attuned to the hammer, and then before we start traveling, attune to the ring again. I think that's probably the best course of action.
That's a good call, actually. You'll never read all of your book, though, if you do that instead.
That's true. I mean,
Oh,
I can read through.
Downtime, you're getting
through.
where you take it.
I'm about a
Yeah.
third of the way through at the moment, so I'm not doing too bad.
I've still got 73
Yeah.
hours left of my book of song. But
I'm on.
when you remember, it means I remember. So if you keep remembering to read yours, I'll keep remembering to read mine.
Yeah, I think I'm on like 31 or something.
What does Timiel do? Wrath. Oh, fucking hell. Go on, it's so much easier to remember. Timiel Wrath. What does it
Okay,
do?
so yeah, I've got. How much of this can I talk about that?
I'll say for the sake of this, I think you've pretty much shown it all. So the only one.
So,
I would
right,
say
so
don't talk
Dawnbringer-
about is the additional radiant damage for things.
I will
Dawnbringer used
I
to
will
do
not
that,
say
didn't
that.
it?
So yeah, I mean, so against undead, Dawnbringer dealt some damage. So there's certain things there that are there. So
Fucking hell, you're doing a Matt here. You've been very cryptic.
again, but
So Dawnbringer was a +2 weapon, dealt an additional D10 radiant damage to undead targets, had
Yeah.
the finesse capability or the finesse property, and also allowed you to cast lesser restoration once per day.
yeah.
Oh.
I now have greater restoration.
Ka-ching.
So I now have that. And I also have more radiant damage against a different... It is different now.
It's a different type of enemy, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Can I guess? and I'll see
Go
if I
on.
can guess it. So, what is it? Fiends.
Yeah. That wasn't hard.
Oh God!
Makes sense.
That to me, that says the horn fella.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's got to be a fiend, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, so still got the versatile thing. So got lesser restoration, greater restoration. And
So it actually loses the finesse property.
what did the finesse thing do?
So it would allow you to do things like 2-weapon fighting and stuff like that, as far as I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-weapon fighting, and you can use with a finesse weapon. You can use either dexterity or strength as your
Right.
build.
So
Yeah.
so that's good because I'm using strength, which is fine. It's a +3 instead of a +2 now, I think, because I'm rolling in +12.
Plus 12 to hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
+3 now.
And I am. So can finesse and versatile stack, or is it one or the other? This is purely on a just a guess. Only because it's now versatile, which is one-handed and two-handed. Where if finesse is two weapon fighting, then that's what I've lost. And that's fine.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's very interesting and very good that you told me, because I was in that last round going to hold the sword in one hand and as a bonus action pull out the hand axe so that I could then use it next round. So actually, I won't be able to do that.
Yeah, it literally is.
Yeah,
You can
so sorry, a
call it
finesse
somehow
weapon
it is
means you
strength
can
or
use
dex.
strength or dex.
Right?
Yeah, finesse weapon is strength or dex. A versatile weapon means it can be used with one or two hands.
Yep.
Cool. So I can do the one or two hands, and that's why I get the 1d8 or the 1d10 +8. And yeah, that's why I say it's been, I haven't really used d10s much at all. Basically because I've never really held the Warhammer two-handed, because but it feels more fun to actually put the shield away now.
How big is your shield?
I'm imagining it as a pretty I'm actually imagining it sort of not far off. What's it called?
Like a riot shield from Call of Duty.
Kind
Like
of
that
the
big.
barrier shield. Whatever you said, Matt. That
So I don't think it's a
Archdeacon-
full. It's not a full tower shield,
tower shield. That was
which
it. No.
literally is almost head to toe
Yeah.
or head to ankle. It's sort of a when you're holding
A
it up,
three-quarter piece sort of thing.
it's sort of neck down to your shins.
Yeah. So
Like
it's a
Roman,
pretty
So or maybe down to your
centurion.
knee.
yeah.
Why don't you have to be holding your shield to get the armor class? Why can't you wear it on your back and use it like a turtle shell and defend blows that way?
There's nothing to really stop you doing that, but that's going to be like disadvantage on attacks because you're going to be crawling around on you. You're effectively going to be prone.
Because you can just be like, every time somebody tries to hit you, take that.
Well, that's going to require some element of
That would be
dexterity
a
to
reaction
turn
or
as-
something, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shield
So-
master.
Yeah.
So
you have to do a shield master thing.
couple other things as before. We've got an intelligence of 12, wisdom of 15. It's a sentient weapon. Charisma of 14. It has hearing and dark vision from 120 feet. Can speak, read, and understand common and communicate with me telepathically. Knows every language I know while attuned to it. I was just looking because I was wondering whether the sword knew Celestial, but actually doesn't. So that was an interesting one. So yeah, and then there's the Awaken stuff I just need to have a look at, really. But damn, there's some good stuff there.
Yeah. So using certain characteristics from other campaigns and the idea of vestiges. This has now become an awakened weapon.
Just sorry, just out of interest, Matt, so that I understand it, it says 2 charges.
Yep.
But I have. It also then says next to greater restoration 2 charges and next to lesser restoration 1 charge. So
Yeah, so you can cast Lesser Restoration twice
Yeah.
between dawns,
Yeah.
Greater Restoration once. So you can use both charges to cast Greater Restoration.
You've actually got it the other way around, so if you want to swap it. If you want it. I do actually have two Greater Restorations.
Do Greater Restoration twice. I'd keep that.
I'm more than happy to, but now
Yeah.
you just said that, I'm like, that does make more sense than what he's given me.
Does
And-
Dargon need material components for those? Or
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice. So yeah, I'll do that instead of...
I've remembered what I wanted to talk about that I couldn't remember before. So I'll have to remember it again in a minute when we finish talking about it.
Nice.
I keep wanting to call it Dawnbringer now, you bugger. We're going to do that.
Write
It's going
it
to be
down,
about 4
write it.
months before we did it properly
Yeah.
with TW. But yeah, so my arrows of slaying are specific to arrows of fey slaying, so that'll be good when we go to the Failure
yeah.
Forest. But I have only got 5, so try and use them sparingly. But they're absolutely mad. It's a DC 17 con save. That's quite
Ooh.
high.
Oh yeah.
And if they fail, an extra 6d10 damage. That's mad, isn't it? No wonder you only gave me 5.
They were also significantly cheap for 5 arrows of slaying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second.
I would like to be
it's like
in
an
the
average of 30 extra plus sneak attack plus everything else. Wow.
So imagine if I actually rolled 6 tens, not 10 sixes, 6 tens, and then 4 sixes on the sneak attack.
Imagine you
And then
get
the
use steady aim and you get advantage and natural 20.
And
Absolutely.
I
A lot of
then
damage.
also make it my sworn enemy, so I then get the extra 3d6 on top of that as well.
Plus, if you do Path to the Grave,
So going back to that charges conversation, Dave, what it's showing you next to is how many charges it costs to cast that spell. So where it says Greater Restoration 2 charges, it means it's going to use 2 charges to cast that spell.
right?
Didn't think
That
it
makes
sounded
sense.
wrong.
Yeah, no, it's cool. That did make sense because I'm like, I only have two like spell slots, charge slots, whatever you want to call them. So I was like, I don't understand how the fact that if I look at that, I thought I had 3 charges I could use, but no, that makes sense now.
We need to have a check-in what snacks you got this week, Dave. I feel like this is going to turn into a cooking show or a food show.
No, it's
Snack
very,
Wars with Dave Ricks.
very simply Monster Munch because I'm friggin' starving.
Monster Munch. It's usually pretzels or nuts.
Yeah, usually, but I mean, I bought some of these at the weekend. I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I want.
Are they pickled onion flavour?
These aren't the pickled onion flavour because I've had most of them. This is the roast beef one because they're the ones that I've left over. I've got the spicy ones as well.
I always have them left. I always have the roast beef ones left last because as soon as you eat them, you can taste them on your burps for about 3 days.
Yeah, well, just be glad that we're not playing this round one table then.
Fucking disgusting.
And you know I'm right. It's one of them like bacon rashers, like bacon crisps. You can
Yeah.
just taste them for the rest of your
I
life.
love them though.
I do love them, but yeah.
I mean, I don't eat many crisps these days, but
No,
I wish I could say that.
I don't eat many, which is why when I bought these, I was like, oh yeah, no, I know what I'm having.
what the wife has
So-
bought though is the new, I can't remember if they're sticky toffee pudding or toffee something digestives, and they look amazing. And they're only in a packet that big, but I'm not expecting that packet to last very long.
Your wife's used to something in small packages, though, isn't she?
Oh,
Yeah, pretty much. It's alright, she got 2 kids out of it, what can she complain about?
Yeah. Yeah.
it works.
Massive balls.
It works, I'm happy.
What I was going to say is, we went to talk about it on the stream, and I was like, no, we'll talk about it in Malt Magic and More, and it was the article we read on D&D Beyond about how you describe your spells
Yes.
differently depending
Yeah.
on, so like Fireball for somebody else might be different to
Yeah.
And the coolest example was the one who she was an underwater species, but she has fireball, so obviously it doesn't look like a fireball because she's never seen fire before. And I realised I don't do that.
So for like, I mean, an example for Dargon though, if he ever had fireball. I mean, the fireballs you cast are different because they're coming from the actual necklace.
I mean, like my other
whereas
spells
Dargon,
actually
if
have
he
a
ever learned
component
fireball, if Dargon learned fireball, it could be a ball of radiant fire as opposed to anything else. Or Kirik, if he ever cast it, could be the ghostly flames that lick out. However you want to describe it. It's as I say, the flavour, you do what you want. As long as it doesn't change the mechanics, I could not give a monkey's toss.
But I definitely twigged some of my... So, for example, if I do Ice Knife, I've got to use a drop of water or a piece of ice to fling. So, like... Or there's another one where it uses a piece of iron, and I can't remember which one it was now. I'm like, I don't describe any of that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like similar to Armour of Agathis, right? I think the best way of that one is instead of a cup of water that you're always carrying around, that it sucks in from the atmosphere, right? Because that's sensible. That works. Yeah. That works for the vast majority of all the places you're at.
Well, I mean,
it could come from your sweat, like on during a fight. You know, it's all those different things of like that's where it comes from. You're not going to go cup of water, splash it on me, you know. So,
like for example, whole person apparently has a small straight piece of iron as a component. Really?
Yeah. So simple components like that, I'm not bothered about. Where it costs a couple of 100 gold or more. That's where it starts to get so like Kirik and his diamonds or Kirik and his reliquary. They're bigger items that require a bit more than just you need a piece of cloth. I can just tear that off.
Yeah, but what you actually could do with whole person is that you throw a nail at them, and it sort of lands on them, stops, doesn't do any damage, but then suddenly they go rigid, or maybe it hits and it weaves around them. And it wreathes this like chain around them very quickly. That's a way of describing that whole person uses that iron piece. It could be that actually it's a tiny engraved bar that looks like a cage that you throw at someone. So, again, I suppose it's like flares in which you could do it. I'm thinking that Dargon at the moment certainly is not one for verbal and somatic, components. He's not going to be waving his hands around and saying weird stuff. So if he knew Celestial, I was going to say that he would start saying very simple Celestial words, but he doesn't. So I just say that it all comes from the weapons and, symbol clothes and, like, detect magic. It's his eyes glow. There's nothing else. There's no somatic. There's no nothing. Because also Warlock, I suppose you can get away with it in the fact that it's not my magic. So,
yeah, it's true.
And
I think
it's mainly for wizards when they're doing that sort of shit. But
I'm a shit bard in the sense that I don't play my instrument that much, but which is another reason I think Eloquence bard works, because it's all about using your voice and Anna don't shut the fuck up. So verbal spells, oration, if I'm saying it right, is definitely the way to go for him. Like Vicious Mockery, Dissonant Whisper, it's all with your voice.
Yeah, I toyed with granting you a point of inspiration for your mirror image, but then realised there wasn't a true thought in that in terms of I'm going to use mirror image to distract everyone around me. It was more, if I use mirror image, is this guy going to think it's really me?
Yeah, I thought he'd be like, what the hell's going on here? I didn't actually think it would draw the crowd's attention to him, but in theory, the reason I didn't use suggestion, which is retarded because I should have used it, I thought I had to be looking at him, a creature that I can see.
It's a spoken word, isn't
it? He just has to be able to hear me. Like with Crown of Madness, it's a creature I can see within range, for example. With him, I just thought I had to see him, but I don't. He just has to hear me, so I could have used suggestion. I told him to turn himself in, but never mind. I'll get another chance to use it on him and
Slightly
forget next time.
Scarlet Witch mode, that one.
I have finally caught up on that.
Hey.
Well, we're on the Winter Soldier now.
It's
You need
time.
to hurry up.
I know.
Soldier indeed.
How many name drops are they getting in that series? Seriously. How many different heroes and villains have they got in Falcon the Winter Soldier already?
Yeah, no.
Well, it's only like it's only a
probably.
6-part or something, so they're rushing it.
They're cramming it in.
Though I did have a migraine last week, so I thought, sod it, I'm not gonna. I couldn't work, and so I just watched the Snyder Cut.
I've got headaches. I'm going
worth
to watch
4
loads
hours
of
of
flashy
your life.
lights and explosions.
Oh, to be fair,
At least
I know, it's just like an
this is
hour
all
of
in
slow-mo, to
slow-mo,
be
so
honest.
you're fine.
yeah, and also
Yeah.
to be fair, I did regret not going to bed and trying to sleep it off, but I was like, yeah, well, I've already put it on now, so
I could have been a good 4-hour nap.
good.
yeah.
I haven't even watched it yet. Because since
Oh no, somehow when I were messaging, I think somehow was an hour behind me.
Yeah, I started
You need
an
to say
hour
again,
after.
Danny.
Because I want to watch it all at once.
Yeah, I
I'm trying
watched
to
it all
find
at
in
once.
4 hours. As an
Yeah,
hour.
I watched it during a work day, just sort of stopping and starting. But you get the gist of it.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe your boss doesn't watch this.
Don't matter. Work got done.
True.
True that.
Not behind on anything. All gets done. Customer meetings are all good. We're all good.
Got 2 2 full days of video editing. Next couple of days.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I tell you what though, right? We've gone from not having a long rest for about a month and a half of our actual lives, and we've had like 4 in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
To be
2
fair,
in this
right.
episode.
Actually, yeah, that was a very good point because I was looking, going, hang on, you know, should I have this like sort of long rests sort of setup? And they went, oh yeah, because we left, you know, having had a full rest, fine, okay. Then I'd used Action Surge, which actually gets replaced on a short rest. So then I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm just gonna cut. That's the only thing that I've used. So even if it is the long rest or even part of a long rest, I've done a short rest.
Oh, you've been more than an hour. You're fine.
Yeah. So I was like, and so it was that weird thing of, oh, okay, I can just reboot that.
We're not used to this long rest business.
No, I really can't.
Yeah,
But
that's why I
wasn't-
was like, that's why I was happy to just burn my 5th level spell slot. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, on some ogres. Fuck it. That was cool though.
I was about to say that was so
But
OP for 4 ogres, but I did also think that they were going to be like some fairly hefty giants. So I actually thought you
Yeah.
were right. But yeah, those ogres
Yeah.
went down so easy.
They've only got like 56 hit points or something like that. It's
Nice.
not a load.
And the low AC as well.
Yes. What was it,
Yeah,
13?
mainly that,
It's
yeah.
only hide armor that they're wearing. They're just dumb and stupid, basically. They see things they want, and they're like, oh, I want that. And then they go Hulk smash mode.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We always end up back at the Malt Masters though, and we've done it again.
Oh,
But to be fair,
I'm not keen with
Your
it.
decision.
I'm not keen
It's
with
only
it.
because
They're little buggers, they
we need to-
are.
It's only because we need to
Yeah.
save my life. But
Yep. I think that's literally the only reason. The only reason we're here is because we're like, maybe the distiller can do something about this, because I don't think any
That
of
is
us
literally
wants
the only
to
reason we're here.
be here.
if we hadn't have ended up in Moonbright, we wouldn't have gone there. If we'd have ended up when we teleported back in Eluin or fucking hell, I can't even read them. Another place. We wouldn't have ended up going to the Malt Masters. We'd have gone, well, Failiad's closer, we'll just go there. But it's
No,
literally,
I mean we would have come to the keep if we hadn't been picked up in the storm. That's where we would have brought Vraco.
oh yeah,
Well,
that's true.
yes,
But-
but again, back then we were quite happy with him. Then we had a chat with the guys at River's End,
With Lena,
and suddenly
yeah.
we were unsure. So
I tell you what though, Moonbright ain't happy with him either, and the Archdeacon. There seems to be a lot of tensions with the Malt Masters wherever we go at the minute.
yeah,
So are they kind of like we're doing the right thing, but nobody likes them because they're trying to do the right thing their way, which is the wrong way?
Quite possibly, but again, it's that thing of that doesn't make anyone inherently evil, and it doesn't mean that we suddenly should stop working for people. It just means that we have to understand what we want to do. So,
I suppose it's like the government and the rebels fighting for the same cause, but just using their own methods.
Just using different methods, yeah.
Yeah,
I
think it's a case of
they just don't like each other's way of doing it.
Yeah, I think it's I think that's it. I think it's a case of like, oh yeah, these guys came in and they were super powerful and they did really well to start with, and then they went a little bit not power mad. Power mad's not the right word, but it's like one stage before that of being like, oh, like we are, we've lived for hundreds of years or apparently or whatever, so we have the most knowledge, and then the other nations are like, not sure how I feel about this, especially like if everything starts going like wrong around there, and the Malt Masters just don't help. Like, yeah.
How do we play it though? Do we interrogate them, or do we go, we heard all of these stories, what do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Is that not just going to delay us though? Are we just going to go fix him, and we're going to bugger off and go and finish what we started?
Well, I can be off being fixed, and you're just going to be sitting there otherwise twiddling your thumbs. We don't know how.
We're going to Mephisto's, and you're not coming.
Say what? Yeah, she might just go, "How you're fixed," or she might be like, "Oh, I need to spend a night of meditation, searching through his mind."
I'm going to say now that I don't think that they're going to be able to fix you, but I do hope they can. So it is definitely. I hope they can. But
you didn't make a promise to the deacon, though, you bugger, that we need to go save Franco. But we were going to anyway.
Yeah, but Dargon wants to. That's the I know it's the I know that we're being sidetracked often, but yeah, it's right. It's also going to take us a while to get round the hills. Can we just get over them if we can get the ship back? So. There's a number of reasons why it's a good idea to go to the Feywild.
Touche.
Fix you, get Vraco, get the ship back. It's
I mean, I would just like to point out that the exact wording was, we will see the Vraco returns. We never really specified whether he's alive or not. I'm just saying that now.
I also am of that technically wrapped in a silk blanket and handed over is what we may end up doing.
Yeah, it might literally be, here's Vraco, and here's another bit of Vraco, and here's a third bit of Vraco.
Of course, the lawful good cleric of the party hates the idea, but that's all good.
I was just checking Kirik's alignment there.
We didn't say when or where we would return him to.
You wouldn't see Dargon trying to pass that one over either. He would be mortified. Yeah. So I thought of that, but Dargon didn't think of that. It was, yes, we're bringing him back alive, exactly. And that's why it will be one of those. Kirik, can you bring someone back who's been dead a while?
I can't remember what Raise Dead does. I think it's a week. No, it's 10 days. Raise Dead.
10 days. And then what's the one that's 100 years? And you don't even have to have a body?
That's like True Resurrection. That's like True Resurrection or something. That's level 9.
That's 25,000 gold or
that's
something.
That's a ridiculous amount of stuff.
That's a stupid
What was that suit of armour that cost £52,000?
Yeah, come on. Can you just tell us? Because we're not going to afford it. We're never going to have it.
I know what it is as well.
Drop some shit into my eye, so don't worry.
No, you're right.
Matt's got pink eye.
Apparently so. I'm still not telling you what that is.
Oh, fucking hell. Samar, what is it?
Just while I'm off camera.
I can't say.
What is it?
I was messaging Matt last week. I'm
just going to go describing. I'm going to go searching D&D Beyond.
Matt was describing the armor, and I was like, I know what that is because I've thrown down one of my players.
Were you shocked when you heard 2,000 then?
I was shocked because I was like, I'm sure that's not what it was said last week.
I was about to say, I remember it being like, oh, I can't afford that.
Yeah, I totally, for some reason, totally lost my note on that, on those couple of items, and then the tool that I use, so 5e Magic Shop is usually, it's got a little price checker, usually just type it in and it'll give you the price back for that item, and you can add your markup and stuff like that depending on the shop. Could I find any of those items today? No. So sorry 5e Magic Shop, but... no more sub from me.
They're probably just having a bug.
Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Don't go to Mephisto's
Oh,
again, mate.
check now,
I want to go to Mephisto's. But then again, we'll spend the whole session at Mephisto's, and then we won't achieve anything.
And we can't attune to anything else. Like, we're all capped on attunement now.
That is true.
We now have items that are passing on, like, between us because we can't afford to attune.
The best thing to
everything.
do is to just, only because Matt mentioned it earlier, is to level up, and then I'll choose a feat. Fuck it, why not?
I want to get a feat out of leveling up. I want to go down that route purely because I've never done it before, and I just want to do it. I haven't picked anything yet, so I don't know.
Flip side of that, I could really do with more than a +0 on wisdom.
Yeah, I've got +0 on wisdom as well, but actually the one I would actually change is I would add 1 to my con, because then I would be at +5 on it.
You can get the resilient feat.
Boom!
So can you, Danny, for wisdom. So it boosts your wisdom up 1, and you get proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Oh wow!
I can
Oh wow!
I can also use observant to either get a +1 to wisdom or intelligence. That's another feat I can use.
Mm-hmm.
And it means I can live.
Out of respect for Matt, I will not be taking the observant feat because my passive perception and investigation. Yeah, that would be stupid.
The thing is, my passive perception is 18, and my perception is +8 because I've chosen as expertise. So I thought if Andrew's going to be good at stealing stuff, he's going to be good at scouting what's about. Yeah. I could get the scout feat as well. Actually, that'd be a good one. But general wisdom.
So just looking at Andy, you get an ASI regardless of the class you take.
Which one level up in? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's either by level 8 or level 4, won't I? But I think I did that on purpose. So because I've got a shit wisdom score, the skills that I've chosen are wisdom based to be good at due to the lack of my wisdom modifier. If that makes sense.
That's a good move.
And then Jack of all trades helps. Which is the best thing about bards, probably, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know the feat I will take whenever that comes up, and I know what I'll level up in next. I'll do cleric, so that I get 2 5th level spell slots, and I get divine intervention. That will never work. That will never work.
Never work, but always worth a try.
It'll be
depends what you ask for divine intervention to do, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, true.
No, you got to. Well,
others are like,
you still got to roll it.
I need to roll it. Yeah.
Kill the elephant.
I say I know what I want to take. I'm torn between 2. They're essentially to the same thing, which is either prodigy, which is something that only humans and like half humans can take, or skill master. They essentially do the same. They get you a proficiency and an expertise on something. They just have then another thing that changes. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll probably be taking that expertise on insight.
I really wanted to make a dad joke about does prodigy give you proficiency in fire starting, but I didn't. But I just technically just did. I was like, it wasn't going to be worth it. But it was in my head, and if I didn't say it out loud, it'll haunted me, and I wouldn't have been able to go to sleep.
There you go.
Until next week,
because
made the same
I
joke.
probably have a behavioural issue. Who knows?
Oh, good stuff. Well, I suppose we'll just have to level up soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice. When's that happening?
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be lovely. The thing I'm trying to work out is what I'm going to do. I have absolutely no idea.
I think we're leveling up when we.
I
think it's going to be when we leave. No, I think it's when we leave Malt Masters.
Next week.
After
nice.
or after whatever is haunting and the
after we fix me. Okay.
Yep.
Here's a crazy idea. When we level up, I'll choose yours, Dargon, you choose mine, and Matt chooses. Hang on, there's only 3 of us, so it's not going to work, will it? And we
no, because Bothrid levels up. Well. So yeah.
If you can't pick, I'll just pick yours.
Bothrid's a badass.
Bothrid is a badass.
Just roll shit every time.
He's just a sponge, though. He's just a damaged sponge. Like, if he's raging and wild shaping, that's just stupid.
Wild shaped. Oh yeah, he just soaks it all up.
It is funny though, but we play him like he is like a 5-year-old innocent creature, isn't he? But he was part of a band of we took him hostage. He was a part of a raping, pillaging band of goblins, and we took hostage. And now he's basically our living chef.
Yeah.
Who can
rage and turn into scary big tigers.
Yeah, with like an effective 300 HP health ball. It's just stupid.
You can harness the power of the moon.
It's insane.
Oh,
and
man.
he goes, I'm not good with money. Yeah, but you can fucking turn into a bat, so I won't worry about it.
Yeah, not good with money, because if he'd have checked, the silver that he gave you was actually platinum.
He has 1,000 platinum.
Well, when
he had
when and I give it back to him.
No,
because he gave me the 1,000 silver.
No.
What did he give me then? When he gave me his whole
bet,
bag of coins, he told me it was 500 silver.
He gave you, 500 silver.
He actually gave me 500 platinum.
Yeah.
But then I gave it back to him with another 500.
No. I thought you handed it over.
No, so long story short,
you handed his purse over to the bookie.
No, I took everybody's money, and then I made a bet of 2,000. I took everybody's money, then gave the bloke 2,000 gold. But then I gave Bothrid his coin purse back, essentially, with then another 500 silver, so he had 1,000 silver.
Let's clarify that next week, shall we?
Well, Bothrid made a winning out of that fight, then.
Yeah.
But then he gave you his money, Dargon. But then you gave it back to him and bought him his sword. He's been hustling us this whole time. He's rich.
Okay, from what that sounds like, Bothrid gave you platinum, a lot of platinum. You gave him back a lot of silver. Okay. He then gave me that silver. So you currently have a lot of platinum.
Yeah, I'll keep the platinum. I'm done with that.
I agree with your description, the way that you said it, that you did actually say that you gave over 2,000 gold and that you had portioned up each section of what we were giving out. So, yeah, you have landed yourself with a lot of money, and Bothrid is skint, and you better pay for that, javelin.
Right, if I've got an extra 500
platinum,
so it'll be 525 platinum that you would have gained.
That means I've got 1,015 platinum.
Wow.
1,000 platinum.
Dargon, you need to add 1,000 silver to yourself.
Fair though, I did get 2,100 platinum from that place I can't remember the name of now. Oh, from the mansion that I shared out with you somewhat evenly.
was a treasure hoard. That's where
Yeah.
Bothrid got his platinum, which now he's spaffed because he hasn't got a clue about money.
Good.
As you say, this was a creature that just pillaged and stole, never bought.
So I'm going to ask him if I can borrow a tenner next week, see what I get.
Right. Shall we wrap
fantastic.
up? And that was an amazing
Yes.
one.
I mean,
Yes.
I've ended this show richer, so yeah, I'm well happy about that.
Oh dear.
Can you say I never reveal anything on Malt Magic and More?
Yeah, that was gold.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was
true.
the question I had.
No pun intended. Yes, go for it.
Archdeacon, Paladin, Oath of Glory. Yeah.
So Archdeacon,
Level.
when I remember.
And how
My
many
guess
hit
was
points
about
did he have
15
left at the end of the fight?
He's level 15.
So the
I think.
Archdeacon is an Asimir, Protector Asimir,
Oh yeah,
Paladin, Oath of Glory,
yeah.
level 15,
You got
255 hit points.
hello.
Was
However,
that twice
on
yours?
top of that, has a shit ton of feats, for obvious reasons. Well, not a shit ton. He's got 5 feats. 5? 4. Where are we?
Still impressive.
Features all the way down the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feats. And had certain equipment from Cord.
Because he's got a shield master.
Yeah, he was shield
probably
master.
he probably has something like
He had that
elemental affinity or
radiant
whatever it's
soul or
called.
something, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got the radiant soul,
So
which is
he
that's
had.
another thing.
Yeah, so the Radiant Soul is the racial trait from being a Protector Asimar. He then had Shield Master. He had the Tough feat.
Yeah.
Oof.
Something
Yeah.
I didn't do, which was Savage Attacker,
Oh yeah.
because I
Yeah.
decided halfway through that it actually doesn't fit his fighting style.
Yeah.
It's not savage as such.
He can reroll. He can reroll once, right? That's what it is.
On the damage dice, yeah.
So
oh no.
once per
no,
turn
you-
when you roll damage, you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice and use either total. So I could literally just roll damage once and go, do you know what? Just re-roll that. So I'm still on the fence as to whether we're keeping that one, but then also had the feat called Cord's Devotee, which granted him a 5th level Thunderwave use.
Yeah, mother trucker.
And resistance to thunder
Jesus.
damage.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty
Pretty crazy.
Pretty good. So,
And that's where he gets the wings from, then, from his Protector Asimir.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I got him bloodied
His
at least.
Radiant Soul.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got him down to 24 hit points.
Oh, the number of fucking times that I didn't hit him. That's one
To be
round.
fair, though,
Yeah.
he did heal you twice.
Yes. Yes, but
That-
I mean that when we got to the end of that last episode, how many times had I missed? You know.
That's the fact that you didn't. That's basically the fact you didn't hit him with holy weapon. Because I don't think he did. I don't think he
No.
did.
Oh man.
But saying that, last week, so when you first started the fight, I forgot to do the improved Divine Smite on each of the attacks. That would have been
Oh
an
yeah.
extra
Yeah.
D8 of radiant damage just for hitting you on all attacks. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Never would have made it. Never made it. Oh, anyway.
swings and
Regardless,
roundabouts.
yeah, it was very very cool. And yeah.
I mean, he's meant to be a badass, so.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that does work well in that he is the champion again of Cord, which is good.
Yeah, he was never going to lose, really, was he?
No. But yeah, that was very cool. That was very cool. Right. I've got to once again work around a cat because yeah, as you do.
Of course, Tabaxi has taken its rightful place.
Yeah.
It's the bastard love child of a Tabaxi and a gnome. Because obviously it's in a small, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a halfling tabaxi.
Man.
On
There's
this
some
crazy
fan
note,
art that I want now.
Who is
Yeah.
it? He must be a tinkerer artificer because it's all over your keyboard. Madman.
Yeah, pretty much, and constantly, getting in front of the mic and everything else. Right. Well, guys, thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed this evening. For all those people watching on Twitch, thanks ever so much for viewing, and follow us on Twitch if you haven't already. For those of you watching after the fact on YouTube, thank you very much for watching us, and if you want to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to follow us on our socials as well. You'll find some of the latest updates and also episode snippets that we put up there. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight and on to our episodes on a Monday night on Twitch. Have a good evening and good night.